Wow, wasn't that sweet? Communion's just my favorite time here because, like so many of you, we passed it by for so many years. I've had an interesting ongoing conversation with the leadership of my church about outreach to Jehovah's Witnesses, and I felt it necessary to make a point. I don't know as I've shared this with all of you yet, but sometimes they don't get the magnitude of the situation with Jehovah's Witnesses. And it dawned on me, I looked at last year's memorial, you know, the Jehovah's Witnesses memorial when they kind of fake communion. And the attendance at last year's memorial was almost 20 million people. And I explained to my church leadership, I says, you know, we're good about outreach to the nations. I have my own nation I'm dealing with. And of course, Jehovah's Witnesses view themselves as a nation with their own government and their own judicial system. And I says, you know, I get the outreach to nations. It's important. But again, I have my own nation I'm dealing with. And just so you understand the magnitude of it, that last year 20 million people were affected enough by the teaching of Jehovah's Witnesses that they purposely met on one evening in the spring to not take communion, to pass by on the body and blood of Christ. And then I handed them a list of all the countries in the world that have a population of 20 million or less. And I said, the nation that I'm dealing with is larger than each of these. And I was just looking at it the other day. Population of Greece is about 10 million. So imagine two countries the size of Greece meeting together purposely to not partake of the body and blood of Christ. That's the magnitude of what we're dealing with. So thank you again, Ed. That was awesome.